Bitcoin just did a new all-time high, and you have to pay attention to this market because right at this moment what will be happening is that coins are going to get revived. All these scamming KOLs, they will come back into the space and they will try to suck up liquidity from the holders, from all the newcomers from the crypto market. So today I'm showing 8 charts of meme coins with insane potential out there that can actually be doing from 10 to 50x's. I'm not joking here because just several days ago I gave you 20x plus on Mooncat. I gave you a 3x on Monke just 2 to 3 days ago. Make sure subscribe to this channel, watch these videos, put the bell notifications on. If you are early, you are making all the fucking money out there. In the end, as usual, I'm talking about the lowest caps out there. Press the like button, no time to waste. Let's fucking roll. First of all, guys, you have to focus on the coins that are actually coming from the dead because these are the best entry points. And this chart looks like a lot of charts that essentially were present on this market back when the market was coming back from summer. I actually do think that like all this Bitcoin all-time high stuff is just a pumpage till 15th of July, and I do believe that right after we actually might be going lower. But as well, guys, you have to be focused, you have to be making money as this market prints, as this market is heating up. Just know that maybe the top will be somewhere around the start of the next week, around the 15th of July, right? What do we see of the chart of Aurafarm out there? What do we see on this chart? We touched the exact bottom, right? And we did almost a 2x from there. It's hard to say whether or not we essentially will be continuing from there. However, you might just test out current entry point and try to get your initials out somewhere around $1.4 million, which is essentially global resistance for this coin. If we're going above it, if we're actually reclaiming this resistance point, we should probably be going much higher from there. Interesting narrative, interesting coin, guys. Again, you have to focus on the things that come in from the dead when the market is flushing back up. Next thing on the list is Arcoin, and this is something I was sharing in the previous video. I thought that we essentially caught the entry somewhere here at the bottom, but I think personally I was buying somewhere around here, so slightly higher, right? It's very hard to say about the narrative about this coin, right? Because some people would say that it's kind of dead, and guys, this is default. Like, you're not getting like a nice entry coin on a coin when it's not considered dead. When coin is flooded, when things are bad, when people are saying like it's not going to pump, the narrative is shit, this is exactly where you are getting nice entry points. Obviously it's a high risk, but from other point of view, truly the risk you probably have is just by opportunity cost. It's just by holding this thing and not holding anything else, right? Will it come back? Very hard to say. I'm just looking at this chart. I just like the stuff I'm seeing here. We're exactly at the global support for this coin as well. We're consolidating in this area. Let's see what the future will bring for this coin moving further. Chill House is up 131% in the last 24 hours, and this is a very nice thing, and this is why you actually would want to be buying the charts of that coins on the key levels, on the key support levels out there. So you can see that with the naked eye from the all-time highs, I will tell you right away, I was not doing it yet, I will tell you this would be an 80% correction, right? We check 74%, right? So the market cap of this thing was a bit higher, so that's why it's just 74%. But you just have to be buying coins on 74% correction if they are still hypey, if people are still talking about them, right? Because what might be happening with them is that they might actually be getting 3.6x's on the matter of 24 hours, which is absolutely insane. And you can also see with the naked eye it's a global support level because we essentially have a lot of this stuff happening here. Almost 5 times we touch it, and this time we were essentially consolidating here for several days. We consolidated for several days and then we pumped like crazy. That's why always pay attention to this type of plays, these type of levels. Imagine you had an axiom limit order to actually buy this thing. Would be pretty crazy and pretty insane. Monke, something actually did a 3x, so pretty hard to say in this chart what's going to happen next, right? It's kind of forming this trend line, which you can see that it was a resistance before, right now it's probably support, right? So following this chart, we might be going slightly lower, but the current entry point should be pretty nice in terms of some around $4.2 million, right? From there, it's either break or make, right? Make or break. So we're either going lower, probably to these like support areas and retesting and reaccumulating, or we're essentially bouncing from these levels and going higher. In general, this entry point is always a very nice to enter because you're pretty much just entering on the support trend line, right? And then what you have to do is just have a stop loss. if we're dropping below a certain level. So here stop loss, I would put it somewhere around 10%, right? So just imagine how good this trade can actually be. You have a 10% stop loss on this thing, your upside is probably new all-time highs from this thing at least. So at least a 2x where you'd be able to get your initials out and be able to just hold this coin moving further as well. Very, very nice setup. And again, this is not leverage, this is purely on spot, so there is no option for you to get liquidated. You're either losing 10% of your bag or potentially getting a 2x. Very nice. Mooncat, insane chart, absolutely insane thing happening for this coin out there. We obviously have this trend line that this thing is following. Unfortunately, the trend line kind of becomes like the angle is too sharp, so it might essentially signal that we might break down in terms of the whole structure, in terms of the situation that we are seeing on this coin. Again, guys, everyone is too much focused on Bonk versus Pump Fund. There is Moonshot, and arguably Moonshot is the best for retail out there. The functionality on being able to actually from your Apple Wallet be able to buy coins and top up for coins out there is absolutely freaking insane. And if you were actually careful with the recent update of Pump Fund, what they essentially shared and what they essentially done, they are looking to enter more into retail social space. They will be focusing on streams, on all this good stuff. Why? Because everyone is looking for exit liquidity. As founder of Blast Packman was essentially saying that crypto products, they have to get network effect initially in terms of the crypto people, right? In terms of all the adopters, and then they have to push for all this outside space. These are the most successful products out there. And maybe, just maybe Pump Fund coin, Pump Fund token would be like one of the most best successful tokens out there, right? We don't know at this stage. People are bearish. Always pay attention when people are bearish, right? Because strategy that they are using, if they will become one of the largest streaming platforms out there, and arguably like streams on Pump Fund, they're best streams out there because these are the streams where people can watch and actually make money. They can gamble in the process. These are the best fucking content out there, 100%. Look at the Twitch. What is Twitch currently? Just fucking bunch of casino streaming motherfuckers all of the time, right? Pump Fund is just that squared. And I'm not even paid for Pump Fund for shilling this. I'm just explaining how smart the fucking strategy is. Next thing we have is Yi on Ethereum. I would say it heavily would depend on the moves that will be happening on the market, essentially with Ethereum, with the ecosystem, with Pepe out there as well. I like the chart. I don't think we should be coming back to 5 million. However, that would be a bearish scenario, right? I do think we might be pumping more till this 15th of July, then it will heavily depend on the market. Like the narrative, like the coin, let's move on. Momo. So this is the coin I'm actually talking on for the first time, and I was specifically waiting for you guys to provide you with a nice entry point, right? Because we pumped yesterday, I didn't want to give it to you at 400, 500, 600k in market cap. Right now, I do believe it's a very, very nice entry point into this thing, right? If we are going low, it probably goes somewhere to 200k. So this is just the analysis of your smaller caps. But the thing about this stuff is that I actually do like the narrative. The narrative is that it's actually Bonk's sister. There is actually a post from Bonk account on Bonk Instagram account that this is actually Bonk sister out there. And you can kind of compare, right? We had Dogecoin, which is 40 billion in market cap, I think at that time, and Nero, which is Dogecoin's sister, which reached $2 billion in market cap, so 20 times less. Bonk market cap right now is at around $1.8 billion in market cap. 20 times less is like what? It's like $90 million, right, in market cap. This thing is 300,000 at this stage, right? Very low, very low. From my point of view, should be valued at higher levels, should be valued better. Let's see how it will go with this coin out there. Entry point right now is the nice one. The second one is somewhere around $200,000 in market cap. And next thing on the list we have is Substance. Don't know much on this coin. I just see crazy movement that is happening here. I hold it back. I was buying it myself as well. I have a nice 0.5% of this coin at this stage, right? Let's see what actually would be happening. I heard some rumors about this one, but Momo and Substance are definitely very interesting here. So the chart at this stage, these pumps, from one point of view, they don't look great because we had this parabola structure, right? And after we reached $1 million, we retested, we kind of printed the second top, and then the current holders, they just decided that probably the narrative won't go higher and they don't want to hold pretty much. This type of movement usually is being created by whales of the coin, essentially selling like nice supplies out there, right? And general probably like bearish setup on the coin out there. Anyway, currently we are somewhere around $400,000 in terms of the market cap. That's a nice support point. point, so I do believe you might enter here. If we are going lower than 350, you just dump the whole bag, and if you would be still interested in the coin, you might be buying at $222,000 in the market cap. That's your last final support area for this coin. Let's see, I heard some interesting things on this one as well. This is the whole overview for today. Thank you very much for watching this one. Stay healthy and rich, and I shall be seeing you tomorrow. Bye bye.